Joining our pub quiz team this week is a comedian who has been described as devastatingly funny. Let's hope her general knowledge isn't as devastating. It's Kiran Saggu, everyone. Wow, what do you think about that intro?
You guys diss me as soon as... So that's what you brought me here to do?
Yeah.
Who said you brought me here to diss me and shame me?
That was positive.
Yeah, it was positive. You're devastatingly funny.
What does that mean,
I'll
devastatingly
walk off
funny?
right now.
Can we dive
I'll
into...
walk off this podcast right now.
It was a quick episode.
Honestly, we've had people walk off earlier during the recording process. Yeah, what does it mean, devastatingly funny, do you think?
I don't know. Like, she was so... devastated by how she'll never laugh that hard for the rest of her life.
I was imagining
That's what I thought.
Killing people with
a middle-aged couple who'd gone to see some comedy and they drive home like devastated about that. Really gutted. Really gutted.
I sort of pictured
that was way funnier than I thought it was going to be.
I sort of pictured it like killing people. It's that funny. He's had a heart attack.
Yeah.
They're corpsing. No, they're corpses.
She's choked on her own laughter. Like, this is just... I think a sign of someone a bit hungover is normally a pint on the table and a glass of water. Is that fair to say? Is that fair to say? Bit of a hangover.
I'm double fisting right now.
Yes, I can.
I've not heard that phrase before.
Kieran, tell me, how good are you at a pub quiz?
I'd say I'm devastatingly good. I'm like...
Devastatingly everything.
I'm devastatingly... I'm what, like, are we going to quantify it?
No.
Scale of 1 to 10?
Just in your own words, just what's...
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to catch you out, Kieran.
It's absolutely devastating. I have a bit of an issue with...
I was getting that sense, yeah.
Yeah, I have a bit of an issue with them. They're anti-intellectuals.
Oh. What does that mean?
Like myself.
Well, if you're anti, you're for.
Don't do this to me. Don't make me think.
So they are against anti. So you consider yourself an anti-intellectual?
Oh yeah. See, you guys didn't get it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
no.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
you
get
said
this.
it. You said it. So.
Rewind.
They're anti-intellectual because they what? Because they only ask about certain types of knowledge.
I don't know. It's just it makes people feel dumb sometimes, and I don't think that's right.
So have you ever been to a pub quiz and enjoyed it? Or have you always sat there and thought, do you know what, this is just not for me?
You know what, Jake, the last time I went to a pub quiz...
Thanks for using my name, by the way. That's lovely. That's
welcome.
really nice,
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what, Jake?
I don't think that's ever happened before.
No, I feel like you've read how to gain friends and influence people.
I reminded myself of your names before I came here. And I'm making eye contact right now.
Yeah, I know.
Liam.
Yeah.
And the other thing is... Quizmasters. Wait, actually, I did a pub quiz the other week. Mm-hmm. The last pub quiz I did. And the Quizmaster... counted the points wrong, and so we lost. We were meant to be second place, and they counted them wrong.
That's awful.
And then we had to go up to the person and be like, "Hey, sorry, you counted this wrong." And they were like, "Well, what do you expect me to do about it?" And they didn't even
with
fix
that
the
level
error.
of sass as well.
Yeah, with that level of sass. Yeah.
A bit like quiz is over now. We don't care.
Yeah, which is like, where's the integrity? I think.
Yeah. Well, I want to reassure you that we won't be like that. We take it seriously, don't we?
We take this very seriously, and
there will be no
we'll count the points properly as well.
Yeah, we'll count the points properly. Don't worry about that.
Okay, cool.
Do you have? We'd like to ask our guests for an interesting fact. Do you have an interesting fact for us?
Did you guys know that Australia is wider than the moon?
I did
not
know that.
Fucked up, dude.
Is great.
That is up there with some of our best facts we've ever had.
You know what I liked about it? That was about 6 words?
Yeah.
And it was just still blew us away.
And you redid it with some swag as well. You'd like finish a sip of your drink, put it down and said,
Did you know?
Did you guys know, and you knew we didn't know.
No.
You put that little prefix at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you guys know, they won't know, that the moon is wider, it's less wide than Australia?
Wow.
It's fucked up, to be honest.
They should do something about it, shouldn't
Can we
they?
curse?
You can curse,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Especially when something as fucked up as that has happened.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up. Brilliant fact. This
Thank
sets us in
you.
good stead, I think.
Thank you.
Can you provide us with a pub quiz team name for the three of us to go forth into this quizzing expedition together with?
I don't know. I was thinking booked and quizzy.
Wow, okay.
You know what I mean?
Not really. Tell me.
Because people say booked and busy, booked and quizzy.
Booked and busy. What does that mean?
Or I want it to be, what, the quizzy?
What's nice about when people put quiz into the team name is that normally it's a pun on something.
Yeah.
But what, the quizzy is not a pun on anything, is it?
Well, there's a trending rap song right now called What the Helly.
sort of
So
works,
it's
doesn't
like,
it?
Kind of.
it's in the zeitgeist. You guys
Yeah.
know.
I think of the don't you come in here. Don't you come onto our podcast and ask us if we know the word the zeitgeist,
I don't
knowing
know if you
full
guys know
well
the
that we don't
zeitgeist.
really know what the word the zeitgeist means.
So what one do you want to lock in as your team name? As our team name?
Well, since What the Quizzy got such uproarious laughter, I think we'll go with that.
Does her own reviews.
And we're all on board with that.
Devastatingly quizzy. That would have been a good one.
Seeing as your reaction to it was devastatingly positive, we'll have to go with what the quizzy.
So our quizmaster is it's another returner, one of our quizmaster gladiators, and it is Dean from the Mucky Duck in Brighton. Now basically we had Dean send a quiz in before. He does this quiz at Mucky Duck in Brighton on Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
Cute.
And when he first sent his quiz in, do you remember the last one that he sent in?
Yeah.
And I couldn't get on board with the name Dean.
Throughout the whole quiz, he was just like, there's something about this quiz, I just can't get into it because of the guy's called Dean. And I was like, what is so offensive about the word Dean?
And
It's
I just
called
pictured
Dean.
this guy as being a bit of a knobhead.
Yeah, a pervert and a knobhead, yeah.
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 And then it turns out it sort of unlocked a bit of trauma for me. This was the Alex Franklin episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Turns out I had some playing cards nicked by a kid called Dean when I was about 8. And it was that was festering, and then I realised it, and it was actually a question that prompted that revelation, and then it was like relaxed, and then Dean been in touch since, lovely guy. He sent me a pack of
Sent him a pack of
the playing cards. It was Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
When I was like 6 or something, he
Right.
sent me a pack and was along with this game. He made this quiz game,
Right.
and I've now got a complete 180, and I love Dean.
He loves Dean.
Yeah.
We love it when he sends a quiz in. Sometimes we don't know the quiz masters. Sometimes they're returning. And now you're in a position where he's posting stuff to your address, which is worrying.
he
To be
knows
honest
it.
with you, he
He's
knows the
very-
address.
He
Yeah.
knows my address.
And where does Dean do his quiz? If you want to go and check it out,
The Mucky Duck in Brighton.
the Mucky Duck in Brighton. Now,
Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
so round 1 from Dean is English, maths, geography, science, and cryptic. Wow. Okay, so we've got a lot to digest here.
Okay.
Question number 1. There's a lot of words here. I've never seen anything like this before. I'm just going to read what I see.
I'm
I have
gonna
never seen
cry.
this before. Here we go. Question 1. Shakespeare say, what? I will give you a famous quote from a Shakespeare play, but I will switch out one word with the word what? And you need to figure out the Shakespeare play you are quoting and what I swapped out with the word what. For example, this is a what I see before me. The answers will be the answer here would be dagger and Macbeth. Does everyone understand what's going on?
No,
Okay,
not
great.
at all.
So he's going to give a Shakespeare quote, and he's going to replace a keyword with what.
Okay.
So in the example, he's okay. Take that in your stride. Why
Simple
not?
enough, yeah.
In the example, he said, "Is this a what I see before me?" So is this a dagger I see before me? I think we can do it, right? Okay. So our question is: all that what is not gold. By the way, the reason I said
Can you
what,
do the what again?
what? The only reason I'm going what is because he spelled it WHHHHHAAATTTTT question mark
Yeah,
exclamation
and I
mark.
think you're delivering it
Thank you very
perfectly.
much. All that what is not gold? Glitters.
All
Glistens.
that glitters is gold. That's
I
what
think
you're
it-
thinking of.
All that glitters is not gold. Or is it all that glistens is
All
not
that
gold?
glistens.
All that glitters is not gold.
I'm worried it's one of those things where we all think it's all that glitters is not gold, but the actual Shakespearean is all that glistens.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think-
man.
I don't know if glitter was a thing though.
I'll go with what you said, Jake.
Wow, okay.
Glistens.
Picking sides early on. What play do we think it's from?
I don't know Shakespeare. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be honest. Sorry to the listeners.
No, completely
You know?
understandable. I don't know the answer either. Shall we say
All right. List Shakespeare plays.
Much Ado About Nothing, The Tempest? Oh,
Damn, you know your stuff.
Romeo.
These are deep cuts.
yeah, Romeo and Juliet,
I know that
Macbeth.
one.
It's gonna be that.
Taming of the
Taming of the Shrew could be that.
Summer's
Midsummer Night's
Evening.
Dream.
Yep.
yeah.
We're just naming. Let's pick one that we like the sound. I like Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, right, sure.
Yeah, Taming of the Shrew. I was in a Shakespeare play when I was 17.
Really?
Yeah.
What were
at
you?
school? I was
Romeo?
I was no.
Pause.
Don't start with that. You were too early in the podcast. I was Mercutio. Do you know much about Romeo and Juliet?
No.
Mercutio is one of the characters who is on one of the sides, and he gets stabbed by a character called Tybalt. and they're meant to have a fight. And
That name rings a bell.
this was at school, and there was like 200 people in the audience. Big crowd for a school
that's not
play.
bad.
Yeah.
And
Impressive
I'm
stuff.
ready to get stabbed, but I have to have a little bit of a stage fight with the guy who's playing Tybalt.
Right.
And so we're coming up to the scene, and we do a little bit of tussling, and then he throws his stage punch. It's very good. Slap the leg. It's a classic. Punch,
one of them
slap the
ones.
leg. One of them.
Nice.
And then I do mine, and I really go for it, and I actually get I really swing my arm back, and I knock him out. I completely misjudged the distance, and I clip him straight in the face.
Oh.
It's
And it knocked him out?
and it knocked him out cold.
Ouch.
The only time I've ever punched someone. This is how traditionally macho I am. Is the only time I've ever punched someone is in a school performance of Romeo and Juliet, and I knocked him out clean.
Did you know straight away?
No, I honestly, it felt like I just clipped his nose.
Your hand didn't hurt because I've seen people throw a punch out. Like,
No,
no, knuckles.
clipped his nose, and he just went thud onto the floor,
Ouchie.
and he was twitching as well.
Oh, no!
Yeah, this is rough. And there was like blood coming out of him, and he just wouldn't
Did the
get
audience
up.
know? Did the audience know?
The audience didn't know. My dad actually afterwards said, "Oh wow, that was really realistic. Do you have some like little blood pockets that just sort of popped up?" And he just wasn't, because what was meant to happen? I was meant to throw the punch, and he's meant to immediately stab me, right?
Yeah.
But instead, I throw the punch. He
my
thuds to
God.
the floor, and he just won't get up.
You've literally rewritten the script.
He
there.
won't get up, and we are having to think, well, how are we going to fill the time? We're sort of realising what's happened. And me and the guys playing Romeo start improvising Shakespeare, which as a sort of 18, 17-year-old who doesn't really know Shakespeare that well, isn't that great. Because we're saying, "Get up, Tybalt. The hurt cannot be that much.
No.
You have to get up." Just speaking with a lisp. You have to get up. You have to get up. The hurt cannot be so much. Why, poor Tybalt?
You art thou being a pussy. I fear.
And he stumbled up, and we can see he's in a bad way.
Is Ralph first aid kit on my hand? Where is thou head of drama for the support?
And we had to get. We got the plastic knife out of his pocket and then just put it in his hand. He's stumbling around, doesn't know what's going on. And they're propping him up, and I just fall into the knife and go, "Oh, you stabbed me, you bastard!" And I sort of like fake die. And then they had to carry him out, and he went to hospital, and he had a reconstructive surgery on his lip because his tooth had gone through his lip. Yeah.
You really hit it.
And the crazy thing is my dad filmed the whole thing.
Have you got the
Do
video?
you have it?
It's on YouTube, yeah. My dad did. Let me run you through this. So it's on YouTube.
We'll insert this into the...
You won't be doing anything of the sort, thank you very much.
Yay.
I've only known you a year.
Put this on YouTube.
Right, so it was set in 60s Romeo and Juliet set in 60s America.
Is he the one who got punched?
Do you know what? I'm going to turn the music down.
Hold on.
Is he the one who got punched? The
That's
one who was
me.
hip thrusting?
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, so it is.
That's me with my hair slicked
What
back,
era
yeah.
is this?
Oh, man.
So in terms of it being filmed, it was probably like 2009, 2010. But in terms of what we were meant to be achieving, I think we were meant to be going for a 60s vibe. So I'm doing my thing there,
Wow.
and then here he comes. He's wearing
How many views has this got?
400. So there's an American accent thing going on.
Wait, I need to hear
Okay,
that.
right, sorry.
Why was it an American accent?
That's just what they decided to do. I think that someone had seen Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, and they thought, let's just do that.
What would thou have with me?
Mate, how did you gain any power to...
For you.
Watch
Look
this.
how
So here
skinny
we
you
go.
are.
So he does his
Oh,
punch.
that's great, that's great.
And now here
That's
comes mine. Listen
awesome.
to the connection.
Mate, that's
Here we
great.
go. And he bounces off the floor.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he's out. He's out.
I bid you stop.
So this is us now making up Shakespeare.
No.
I've just done a double kick. I've thought, what can I do to sort of kill the time? And I thought, let's do a fake kick. You've never seen a kick faker than that.
I bid you stop.
And my dad's...
Was that in the script, or did you understand that?
I'm just adding it now because I'm trying to think of how to kill the time.
This, man. I'll fake kick
Because
it.
I've got to remind you guys, like the moment that...
You made sure that one didn't connect.
Like watch it again. The moment the punch happens is the moment that he's meant to basically like take it on the chin and then stab me. But instead, what happens is this, and watch how he bounces off the floor.
No!
Oh,
You
shit.
making us watch the replay? You sick bastard.
And then he slowly gets up. He's wiping the blood off,
Shit.
and you can see us in the background whispering to each other, "What the hell do we Thou shalt halt. That's not in Shakespeare.
Thou shalt halt.
Thou shalt halt.
Oh, mate.
What the hell do we do right now?
Oh
kissing
my
him?
god! Yeah.
I'm trying to whisper to him amongst the Shakespeare of what to do.
That's cute.
Were you friends with him, or
Yeah, we were mates.
did you speak much about this after? Or?
Yeah, what happened?
We don't see each other as much anymore, I'll be honest.
I think you owe him a formal apology. He had to have reconstructive surgery as well.
Well, I mean, he had to have his lips stitched up, yeah. I mean, that's reconstructive, isn't it?
Did people know after? Did people like?
No,
the audience-
my dad still thought. I mean, he kept filming, didn't he? With the quality of that, of what appeared to be a Victorian camera, just sort of like there he is. But yeah,
I can't believe it. No teacher just went up on stage and went, "This isn't a case of the show must go on."
Yeah.
A student in a school production's just
Has
been
been
knocked
knocked
out on
out.
stage. That's where you could have concussion.
Yeah.
He's twitching on. That's where you just step in and
Yeah.
go, "We're going to just take a brief pause here, guys." Question 2 of Dean's quiz.
Yes, so calculator words. I imagine this is going to be about the ability to spell boobs on a
Got it.
calculator,
Damn
that
it,
sort
that's
of
all I
thing.
knew.
So he has said that 225,856,658,859
Well done.
times. Thank you so much. Wasn't that incredible
That was
to read
really
that?
good, yeah.
Times 2 spells out which celebrity name when totaled up correctly and turned upside down. You any good at maths, Kieran?
No.
Okay. Let's try and work this out, guys. We should be able to do enough long multiplication
Should
to
I
do
get my
this.
calculator?
No calculators.
Right.
He's actually said no calculators.
Yep.
So 2 times 2 is 4. So we just go along the line, don't we? Just 2 times 2. Yeah, I think that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know how to do it, don't you? You've known how to do it the whole time.
Just let me do it.
Okay, Kieran's going to do it.
I don't know if I'm
Feel
gonna be
free to
right
get
though.
involved at any
I'm
point,
gonna-
Kieran.
It's a massive part of the format.
Didn't
Is
just
that the
have to
guests
watch
can just do it.
struggling
Yeah.
where to carry the
You
wall.
knew how to
I
do it the
got
whole time.
because
But, like,
so many ones to carry.
We're talking about a 9-digit number here.
Like, I'm pissed.
Remember to write it out in the way you'd see the numbers out on a calculator, because we need to turn it upside down to like an old
And
school
what we're looking for
calculator.
again, we're looking for
This is
the...
which celebrity name it spells out when totaled up correctly.
You finished?
I think that could that spell out a name? There's a lot of threes.
So we're going to turn this over. Oh, okay. Yeah. This does look like it could spell something.
Holly.
Holly.
Oh, it's meant to be Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Billie
Very
Eilish.
good.
Well done.
Kieran,
Let's go.
first high five of the
Well
pod.
done.
Kieran, do you want to get involved in one of
Yeah,
those?
I
I'd
can
actually
do
love to.
maths.
Do you wanna
I
get a
can
high five?
actually
Thank
do
you.
maths.
Yeah.
Do it, man.
You just did,
I
you
was
did really
gonna
well.
say.
Wow. Question number 3. The coat of arms of Ecuador is located in the centre of the flag of Ecuador. You'd have thought so. If you were to remove the coat of arms of Ecuador, what country would that flag turn into?
Ooh, lovely question.
Dean, this is a great question, but it's hard as hell.
Dean.
Would it be
Go on, have a think.
Ecuador? Yeah.
I'm not gonna know anymore later. You know what I mean?
Let's come back to it. You never. I disagree with that, Kieran.
Okay.
Actually, I think that the subconscious often ruminates on something
It
and
works in
then
mysterious ways.
It does. Do you not find that when you're thinking about something and you just like park it for a second?
I think, sorry, just to linger on question 3, I think it could be Romania.
That's a really good answer, man.
I think it
think
could
it's a
be
brilliant
Romania.
answer. Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
We
great
want to just go for
answer.
it.
I think it's a really good answer. Question
Yeah.
number 4. Tungsten.
Tungsten.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the sound of that.
Pleasure to meet you.
Tungsten? I've just met you. Tungsten, indium, nitrogen, erbium.
Erbium.
Is it? Tungsten, indium, nitrogen, erbium. When changed to their chemical symbols in that order, spell out what word?
Oh god. So TU, 2 in
What?
the
TU is tungsten.
I
TU.
don't know. I just remember getting one of these from Dean
Indium.
before actually, where it was a
that
load
a new
of like chemicals put into their symbols, spell out a word, and there was no gold or
Yeah.
aluminium.
I feel this is a very, very tricky round from Dean, I have to say.
Yeah, Dean. You
Uh,
really stumped us.
Yeah, I think you have. I mean, tuner, I would say, is an option.
Tune.
What was the most trouble you got in at school?
I got in so much trouble. I got caught cheating.
On who?
The
You got
football team.
you got detention from necking off with the wrong person.
No, I just like cheated on a test. Like this teacher was infamously naive and didn't really pay attention, you know. So I got really cocky and I had essentially one of these sheets just here.
Yeah.
And she got us in the front row too. I was very arrogant.
Oh my gosh, in the front row.
And then I got caught and then. But I wasn't cool. I was very much a nerd. I was very much a nerd. I did not know
When
things
did things change?
in school.
Or are
When
you
I
still
moved to
in
the
those?
UK.
Oh, right, okay.
I moved here when I was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I could pretend to be cool, I
And you
guess.
thought, I'm going to pretend to be cool. And how is the pretending going?
Not well.
You finally get caught out quite
I'm
quickly.
exhausted, actually.
It's knackering, isn't it?
Yeah. Once I tripped in front of the football team at school. Yeah, I tripped. I couldn't get my laces were kind of tied, like force tied, and I couldn't undo the knot, and I was late for soccer practice.
That's like something like a teen film.
That
isn't
does, doesn't it? It
is,
feels
yeah.
like so out of a
I
teen
was late
film.
for soccer practice, and I was running, and I just tripped, just like kind of looked like that kick you didn't, and I fell, and they all laughed at me. They all laughed at me, and it happened a couple times after
Is that
I
where the
got
comedy sort of arc started?
up. And I thought this
You
is
quite like
my this is
laughing.
my villain, origin
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
and here I am.
Being a villain.
Here I am trying to figure out chemistry.
So should we just go for so?
What I've done basically is I've said, like, I know that there are a lot of chemical elements, right, that don't just have the first two letters as their
Totally.
symbol.
Yeah.
Of course there are. But if we just took that at face value and went tungsten Tu, indium In, nitrogen Ni, and erbium Er, you would get something like TuInNier.
Yeah.
Which would, if you take out the extra letters, give you tuner, like someone tuning a piano.
Tuna. Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah.
But
Sorry,
that's,
when you were saying tuna, I thought you meant the fish.
oh, you meant the fish.
Me
And I was
too.
going, I don't think there's enough letters for that.
Yeah, no, I think it might be tuner. But
Let's go with that, shall we? Tuna.
well, let's go with tuna for now, shall we?
Yeah, Question five.
Number five.
Okay,
This
Gina.
is he's just put the word cryptic there, which in itself is quite a cryptic thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
From Dean. In the middle of the roundabout from where I stand, there are multiple lanes, all changing from red to green. An arrow going east reads 6. A different arrow heading west says 11, and a different arrow pointing south says 3. The arrow going north will show me what number and why.
What the hell? Am I like listening to a bridge troll tell me a riddle? That's what I feel like I'm listening.
I think
I
it
got
sort of is.
Schmiegel saying,
Go on,
okay.
do it again.
This
but
is
with a bit-
this is Dean trolling us.
slow, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to slow it down a bit. In the middle of a roundabout from where I stand,
stood in a roundabout.
there are multiple lanes,
Yeah.
all changing from red to green. An arrow going east reads 6. A different arrow heading west says 11.
Okay.
And a different arrow pointing south says 3. An arrow going north will show me what number and why.
So 3, 6, 11.
Let me see.
Have a look at that. So what could this be relating to?
I'm pissed off that it's 11 and not 12. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
What's with the red and green?
Yeah, what's the red and green about? What's got red and green on it that's round? A darts board has got red and green on it that's round.
Wow.
A...
Ooh,
Wow.
that's very good.
Yes.
Genius.
Yes.
Genius alert.
Ah,
Murder.
red to
They
green.
call it murder.
So
Oh, wait, hang on. Is that where 11, 6 and 3 are? Is that
yeah,
where
it
11,
is,
6
it
and
is. Oh mate, that is genius. So north would be 20.
Is that what it is?
I believe
That's
so.
going to take
No,
your...
I believe so. Yeah.
Someone's played darts before.
Do you know what? But
at the end.
we like to sort of analyse quizzes sometimes, Kiran, and I just think that like what's lovely about that though is that it does take 2 steps of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes, you might be able
does.
to work out a round thing that's green and red is a dartboard,
Yep.
but Liam's extra bit of knowledge of them where
Yeah.
they're placed. Oh, that's satisfying to get,
That
isn't
is
it?
genius. What,
Yeah.
what a question.
Sometimes it just takes a man's mind.
that is genius.
I could never comprehend.
It was a question for the manosphere, wasn't it? It really was. It really was. That is the end of that round, which was English, maths, geography, science, and cryptic.
Yay.
Around themed. I mean, didn't really. You could just call it general knowledge, really, there, but it's not general knowledge because it's just there was a lot of working out. I think the whole thing was quite cryptic,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
You had the coat of arms thing, the calculator thing. You had the whole. You should just call it the cryptic round, I think. How do you feel that we did out of 5?
Oh my gosh.
I'd be
Maybe
very
not.
happy with
Yeah.
3. Let's see the answers, shall we? So, question number 1. Interesting. We were torn between glitters and glistens.
Glistens.
It's glisters.
No way.
All that glisters
A combo.
is not gold. And it was from the Merchant of Venice, so nothing there, I'm afraid. But you did get to hear about how I punched someone in a
Yeah.
Shakespeare
That was
play.
so priceless.
We'll insert that video on the YouTube if you watch on YouTube. That will be on there.
Question number 2, calculator words. We want to know whose name was being spelled out. Kieran, very well done. It was Billie Eilish.
Well done. That was
Thank
all
you.
you. That was all you.
Oh,
Yeah, you got another high
go
five
on,
there.
yeah,
Go on.
fuck
Do you want one of those as well?
Can I have one?
Please.
Thank you.
How do you
Hands
feel-
are very soft.
Does that feel good getting that?
It really does, you know? That's what we do it for.
That's why we
For
quiz, baby.
validation, yep.
Question number 3. The coat of arms of Ecuador. Look, we weren't sure, were we? We said Romania.
Yeah.
Turns out it's Colombia.
I feel a bit silly now. I feel like I
Fuck.
should have got that.
Why?
I just feel like I should have got that.
I think
Don't
it's a
be
very-
hard on yourself.
Yeah, it's a very hard question to get.
Stupid idiot.
No, don't say that.
Stupid
Hey,
boy.
Question
don't
number
talk about my friend
Why,
Liam
that's why
like
I
that.
never got an A.
Question number 4. Tungsten, indium, nitrogen, and erbium. When changed to the chemicals, I mean, we went with tuna.
Tuna, yeah.
It was winner. Who'd have thought?
So what you'd have needed to know is that tungsten, the chemical symbol is W, which
Yeah.
none of us knew.
No, I did
So
think...
then,
Sorry, Kieran, were you about to sit there and say, I did think it might have been...
No,
Because it would have been lovely during the round. Oh, that would have been lovely, yeah.
it's always a good teammate
I
on a
just
quiz,
thought
isn't it?
tuna was just not nearly enough letters.
You didn't fucking say anything, did you?
You know, I didn't want to undermine your guys' intelligence.
No, please undermine
I'm
it.
a guest on this podcast. I don't want to insult you.
It was only one letter off.
Yeah, it wasn't too far. And finally, question number 5. We really struggled. We thought we were never going to get there.
Yeah.
It was indeed 20 because you're looking at a dartboard.
Guys are
Great. That's
geniuses.
great.
I think Dean's the genius for being able to write that quiz question.
So
Thanks,
at the end of
Dean.
round 1, the English, Maths, Geography, Science and Cryptic round is 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
It's not a brilliant start, is it?
No, but we'll do better.
So round 2 is sports and general randomness.
Oh, it's a bit crazy.
That's a bit fun, isn't
It's a
it?
bit crazy. General randomness. General randomness at your service. How are you? I'm always doing crazy things.
That's great. That's a lovely little bit of
That
fun.
was good, yeah.
So question 1 in sports and general randomness. This Premier League's 2024 to 25 season sees 4 teams feature a flower on their team badge. Manchester City and Chelsea are 2 of the 4. Can you name the other 2?
We had an oh god from Kiran Saggu there. Not a big football fan.
Football.
What sport were you playing as a child?
I played football like my whole
you're
life.
a soccer head.
Yeah, I'm a big soccer head.
You're a big soccer head. Okay. Do you follow English, the men's game in English football?
I don't follow a team. No, I just hear ramblings about it from straight men I pass by in the streets.
Speaking of
and
which,
stuff like
Liam, do you
that.
know the answer to this?
I'm just currently trying to keep chatting.
Do you know what's really tricky is that honestly, if you'd have told me this question, I wouldn't have thought Man City and Chelsea even have one.
that's-
I would have
I
said,
agree,
oh,
I
well,
agree.
Chelsea's a lion, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I mean. I think it's almost a little. Maybe maybe Man United does.
Okay, let's put United.
Just
And
in-
then, do you know what else we should go for? Because he said this Premier League 24-25 season sees 4 teams. We should go for one that isn't normally in the Premier League.
That's a really good shout. So then you had Ipswich, Southampton,
Ipswich.
and who was the other one who's gone down? Leicester.
Ipswich, I like as an answer.
Don't think it's Ipswich. We can go with it because I haven't got anything better, but we can go Ipswich.
I've got a feeling.
Yeah,
It's a
all
funny
right.
little feeling.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Ipswich.
So we've gone with United and Ipswich.
Kieran, you checked out of that, and that's fair enough. What were you doing in the meantime?
Just did this little drawing of a flower and a butterfly.
Wow.
Nice, and it's relevant to the question.
Yeah,
so
and that
that's
reminds
nice.
me of Ipswich actually as well. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 2.
In the NBA,
Here we go. Now we're talking.
resident American. In the NBA, Miami have Heat, the Phoenix have Suns. What does Oklahoma have?
Ah, shit.
You're gonna know this one, surely.
Oklahoma. Who the fuck watches Oklahoma in the NBA?
Yeah, but isn't it just like
What,
you-
can I just? What does it mean, Miami?
it means
have
like
Heat,
so
the
it,
Phoenix?
it's,
Miami
it's just,
Heat.
Yeah, it's just a way
What
of
was the other
phrasing it. It's
one?
like the team is called Miami Heat, or
Phoenix-
like LA
Phoenix-
Lakers, that sort
Phoenix
of
Suns.
thing. Yeah, that sort of thing.
What does Oklahoma have?
Oklahoma
Otters.
Otters.
I just want to say like Rangers or some shit. I don't know why, but I don't think
Oklahoma
that's a
Rangers.
thing. But
Oklahoma
like,
Rangers.
but if we don't know, I don't know.
We'll look. All eyes are on you here.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's Dallas Cowboys, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Raiders?
Saints?
Why does Raiders or Rangers is coming?
Is that?
Let's put Raiders.
Okay.
We're gonna
Oklahoma
put
Raiders.
Raiders. We're gonna put Raiders, but just to
We
enforce.
looked at the page and
just to
laughed.
enforce like how unsure we are. Can you just say Raiders in the way you said it again?
Raiders.
No, you didn't. You said Raiders.
Raiders? Thanks.
Okay, question 3.
Question 3, rearrange the celebrities from top being the most cheapest to most expensive on Cameo. So we need the cheapest first and then the most expensive. So Justin Hawkins, lead singer of The Darkness.
Yes.
Basil Brush, CBBC puppet, entertainer. Judy Murray, mother of Andy Murray. And Rhys James, comedian of Mock the Week.
Rhys James is going to be, and Rhys, if you're listening, which I'm sure you're not, love you to bits. I think you're last. It's got to be.
So you put him top.
Got to be last.
Sorry,
Didn't you-
Rhys.
Sorry, cheapest, yeah.
Didn't you get a cameo off Judy Murray?
We did, yeah.
How much did that cost you?
I was on a stag do, and we did a lovely little thing where we in each pub that we went to on the stag, we got a different cameo for him to set a challenge. Judy Murray was one of the people. She did, bloody hell, I'll tell you what, you order a cameo from her, she does it swiftly. Does it very swiftly.
She hasn't got much else on.
I think she was in the she's in the sort of £40 to £50 mark.
Okay.
It's quite a lot.
Stellar.
Basil Brush, I think, is going to be a lot. We go Rhys is the cheapest.
How much do you think Rhys is charging? 30?
I think Rhys is charging
35?
30 quid, yeah. I think Basil,
I think Basil's
What a
75.
do you reckon he's quite
Do
expensive?
you know Basil Brush?
No.
Children's puppet.
Children's puppet, he was a fox that would go, ha ha ha, boom boom.
I'm going to say 65.
So he was the puppet,
Basil Brush was the puppet, yeah.
But obviously there's a bloke behind it doing a cameo.
and
Yeah.
Sorry
he
for
has
the
a
kids
different
listening.
name.
And then Justin Hawkins, lead singer for Darkness. I think he might charge a bit, you know. Because if you think you're making a lot of money from gigs anyway, you're not going to be fanning about doing cameos for like the price of one ticket.
Yeah, okay.
I think he might be a bit more. I think he might be like 90 quid.
So what's your order?
So cheapest, Rhys James at
Happy with that.
£35. Then Judy Murray at £40 based off your experience. Basil Brush a bit more expensive at £65. And then at the top you got Justin Hawkins at £90.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's a good list.
Yeah,
Sound
me
good to
too.
you?
I agree.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
So
Should we do
I
that then?
agree. I agree.
Have you
so
ever had
much.
to do a little shout out message for someone, Liam?
Yeah, actually there's one in the DMs currently which I said we'd do this weekend because they're a fan of the pod.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah,
Hang on a
which is
minute.
lovely, yeah.
What's going on? What did they say?
Shall I get the message?
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
the message. Let's have a listen.
Nice. She said, I got a message, hey, massive fan of the pod. I said, thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. She said, oh God, that's embarrassing. I sent that before I sent the rest of it. Which is a bit of fun. And then she said, essentially, question, do you do cameos? I said, don't worry about sending it early.
Put
It's
your arm
fine.
out like that.
I said,
Don't worry
don't
about
worry.
that.
I sent her a picture of me going, don't worry. And then I said, I'm not on Cameo, but if you have a request, I'm more than happy to help out. And she said, it's my mum's birthday and she's a massive fan. And I had this thought of some sort of personalised message. That's as far as I got. Well, we'll take care of the rest.
Should we say happy birthday to her on the
Should we
pod
do
if
it
she
on the
likes the
pod?
pod? Yeah. What's her name?
That was as far as she got, actually. The girl's name's Kate.
Okay,
Should we just say hello, Kate's mum?
If you have a daughter called Kate and you're listening to this, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, we're going to work on how we do our messages, but let's
We'll do
send
that
something
a
to
bit
her.
later. We'll do
Yeah,
that a
yeah.
bit later.
Happy
Okay, so question.
birthday.
Thank you.
I'm sure you were waiting to hear that from me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time,
Big
of course.
fan, big
Yeah.
fan. Question 4. Below is a list of ingredients that were mentioned in a UK #1 single released back in 1998. Can you name the artist and the song? So, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 or 3 egg whites, half a stick of butter, cup of flour, quarter cup of unsweetened chocolate, half a cup of brandy, a bag or 2 of sugar, pinch of vanilla.
Wait,
Do you know the song from 98?
that just rings a bell so much.
And a UK #1
UK #1.
in 98.
Can you just say it again?
And all
in,
these
like,
ingredients
a
were
melodic-
listed in this song.
Yeah, try and say it with a bit of melody in your voice. Go on, that'd be nice.
See if this jogs any memories.
Okay.
2 tablespoons of cinnamon,
Wow.
2 or 3 egg whites, half a stick of butter, cup of flour, quarter cup of unsweetened chocolate,
Chocolate.
half a cup of brandy,
Brandy.
a bag or 2 of sugar, pinch of vanilla.
Christ the Lord. It felt very much like it did feel like a hymn. You made it like a hymn. Still no idea. I've still got no idea.
98 was a bit hip hop, wasn't it? I think that's what I think.
I got
It's
to
giving
10 spoons of
R&B.
cinnamon. The 3 black. No, I can't do it.
No.
I don't know.
Give it a little Craig David.
2 tablespoons Cinnamon. I don't know the answer. We're gonna have to. I hate
Any other
not putting
artists you want me
anything.
to sing it in the tune of?
Can you do it in the style of
Friday.
Do it in the style of Morrissey.
Oh.
2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 or 3 egg whites, half a stick of butter, cup of flour.
Lovely. All right, I'll see you, Morrissey. I'm gonna give it a. Well, actually, no. This is the new game. This is the new game. No, this is the new game. This is the new game.
Yeah.
Right. Guess who this is? Go on.
That's good. Guess who?
2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 or 3.
Share.
White half a stick of butter, cup of flour, quarter.
Ronan Keating.
Ronan Keating. Yeah. Kieran, you got one in you? You got one in you?
I don't know.
Got one in you? We'll guess.
Yeah, you got to do it.
This is it. This is the game. New pod.
2 tablespoons.
Oh wow! Wow. Okay. Well, hang on. Yo, turn it up. Yo, Dre, you been out doing this dope producing?
No.
Wow, that's amazing. Go. We'll guess.
Adele.
This is the pod.
2 tablespoons of cinnamon.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Kieran, do another one. Do another one.
2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 or 3 egg whites, half a cup of stick of butter, cup of flour,
I don't know.
quarter cup of unsweetened chocolate, half a cup of brandy, a bag.
Craig
of-
David, 7 days. Yeah!
Wow.
Let me do one. Okay.
Lights not moving, lights not moving.
Mummy, I need a wee. Mummy, I need to go to the toilet. I'm so excited. 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 or 3 egg whites, half a stick of.
It's Elvis.
But it's Elvis, Suspicious Minds.
Yeah, the king of rock.
Liam, you do one. Take one script.
It's 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Turn it up. Strawberry egg whites. Turn it up.
It's Here Comes a Hot Stepper by Inni Camus.
Right, do we know the song?
No, we don't know the song.
No, we don't know the song.
Question number 5.
Question number 5. When it comes to chart hoppers' names, Pamela and Angela are what? And we've got multiple choice here. First names of 2 past or present members of the Sugar Babes.
It's not that, I can tell you that.
Okay. Are they names mentioned in Lou Bega's Mambo No. 5?
Strong contender.
Real names in the hit duo Daphne and Celeste?
Unsure.
The first names of rock star Kid Rock's former wives.
No idea who he's married to.
So the only one, so Jake was adamant it's definitely not Sugar Babes.
Definitely not Sugar Babes.
We can work out if it's 2 names mentioned in Mambo No. 5. A little bit of...
I like Pamela, Angela,
Yeah, it is.
something, and Rita. It's definitely
Pamela,
not 5.
Angela, Rita.
Wait, no, sorry, it's meant to go like this. 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 or 3 eggs, half a stick of butter, cup of flour, cut a cup of unsweetened chocolate, half a cup of brandy, a bag or 2.
That's great.
Something like that.
So yeah, B.
Yes. Why? Sorry, what am I thinking? Yes, something like that.
Cool lads.
I'll finish with
Cool lads.
He goes. Do you think it's cool when a band starts a song, but you know, when they go, yeah, I'm gonna play a song for you now. It goes a little something like
I
this.
love that. I know exactly what you're talking
Do you
about.
love that?
Like, does it go a little bit something like that?
Does it go a little bit like this? Well, I think it goes exactly like this because it's your song and you're playing it exactly how it goes.
It's the bright side. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a song that goes a little something like this.
Next time I do a set, I'm gonna start it by going, I'm gonna tell you guys some jokes. it goes a little something like this.
Right, let's find out some bloody answers, shall we?
Yeah.
So the Premier League team, we're looking for the other 2 other than City and Chelsea with a flower on their team badge. We said United and Ipswich. It's Leicester and Southampton.
I think we got that one
Screw
wrong,
it.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, safe to say.
Yeah.
In NBA, Miami, you have Miami Heat, Phoenix have Suns. What does Oklahoma have? We said Rangers?
Raiders.
Raiders.
We said Raiders with the help of our American guest.
And
It's the Oklahoma Thunder.
what? Sorry, Oklahoma.
So, rearrange the celebrities.
We've never had to apologise to a whole state before. It's rough.
Rearrange these celebrities from cheapest to most expensive on Cameo. So I believe we went Reece James, we guessed around 35 quid.
Yep.
We then said Judy Murray, who we guessed around 40, 45.
Gotta be.
Basil Brush, we said about 65. And Justin Hawkins.
Reece James has got to be charging 30 quid.
So in reverse order, Judy Murray, you said she was around 40 quid.
Yeah?
38.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Wow.
But she's the cheapest.
Okay,
This
okay.
is peak, bro.
Justin Hawkins,
Yeah, how much are you charging?
£57. That's
Wow.
like the price of probably 1 or 2 tickets for his gig, guy.
Yeah. Fair
Tickets
play.
on
You-
sale, right? Yeah, fair play. Basil Brush, we said about 65. He's £73.
Amazing.
Wow.
Tough for Judy Murray that a puppet's earning more, isn't it?
Reece James,
Reece James has won. What's he
Has won.
charging? Like 80?
10 times the price of Basil
Fuck
Brush.
off.
£758 for a
Reece
personalised-
James.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
Reece
it.
James. Reece, again, if you're listening, which I know you're not, you're charging nearly £1,000 to say happy birthday to
Wow.
people. We've just done it on the pod
What?
for free.
Wow. Okay, so below is a list of ingredients that were mentioned in a UK #1 single released in '98. We really did some different renditions of this.
Yeah.
The song was Chocolate Salty Balls by Chef, aka Isaac Hayes. That means nothing to me.
Chocolate salty balls.
How does that
I don't know, but it's one of those like internet. Sounds so old. It's one of those internet things. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Guys,
fine.
we've spoke before
Pause.
about 5 out of 5s, getting 5 out of 5 in a round, which is like brilliant.
It's not happening on this, is
We've
it?
not, no, but this is what I want to say. We've not really had it before where it's been a 0 out of 5.
You know what?
we're
It feels good in a way.
We're on track. It feels good in a way.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Liberating,
We'll
right?
start again.
So let's hope we get this. So when it comes to chart toppers, the names Pamela and Angela are what? We said they are names in Mambo number 5. Thankfully, we were correct. So we're on a 3 out of 10.
How do you feel about that, Kieran?
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, you've got the
Yeah.
biggest smile of the whole day, in fact.
It's kind of cool, you know?
We're going to take a break from the quizzing for 1 second and find out more about Kiran Saggu. We really are. Kiran, tell us, what was your sort of like start into comedy? How did you get into stand-up?
I always worshipped comedians.
Sure.
I feel that feels kind of perverted, actually. I always loved comedy. I loved comedy, and I just never thought it was something that I could do.
Who were your idols growing up?
Like Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, I suppose, yeah. But like straight comedians, I did love Dave Chappelle. CBH. It's changed a little bit now.
Yeah,
But,
somewhat. Sure.
but, yeah.
And then when was
You
it?
guys know that?
When did it go from sort of like loving comedy to doing comedy? How did that transition happen?
Well, it's quite sad, but I really just started going to comedy shows and then seeing some comedy that was so bad, I realized
You could do better.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was your
Which
first?
was really inspiring.
How was your
in a way.
first gig?
It was better than I thought it was going to be. It was at Comedy Virgins, the iconic place.
Yeah.
Here in London. Yeah, it went better than I thought it was going to be. But I just was like, I really love comedy. I want to like be in that world, I guess. But I'll just like sign up and see what happens. And if I can make it through one, then I'll be prouder of myself than I was before.
Were there any hellish gigs at the start?
Oh yeah, tons.
Go on, give us one. Give us
Go
one.
on, give us one.
Oh my God,
Go
you want the juicy tea?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't. Honestly, it went kind of swimmingly. I would say it got rough. Like recently, I had like quite a run-in at the Comedy Store recently.
I think I saw this video on
Yeah,
your.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
on. Tell Jake, tell the
It's
listeners
big
what
tea.
happened.
It's kind of big tea. Well, so I did my first hour last year, which was
Congratulations.
thank you. It was very cool, and I did that hour at Soho Theatre, and then basically a week later, I was booked to do the Gong Show at Comedy Store, and it's such a feral environment. Like, have you been?
I've not been. I've
Have
been
you
to
done
gong
it?
shows. I've not been to that one, but they are brutal, aren't
Yeah,
they? So
they're
for
so
any listeners
brutal.
who don't know, comic goes up. They've got to get through 5 minutes of material without
Mm-hmm.
3 audience members. So 3 audience members, random audience members, get given a card basically, like
Mm-hmm. Yep.
like a red card almost.
Yep.
And if all 3 lift it up, then that's the set over.
Mm-hmm.
And if that happens like before your 5 minutes are up, you've sort of lost, haven't you?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's very brutal.
Yeah, and people are just out for blood. They want, they just
Yeah.
want to see you fail.
Yeah.
So it's truly barbaric, but in a fun way.
So I mean, first and foremost, fair play for doing a gong show.
Thank you. I avoided it in my early days because I'd heard about girls that would go on and just because they were women, it would be like, guard. So I was kind of like avoiding it. But they just said, like, it's the best way to be seen. So I was like, screw it, I'll pay my dues. So I went up and I started my set, and then I could hear this guy like being like, boo, get her off stage. He like wasn't even letting me finish the punchlines. I was a bit like, what the hell? I was like, you gotta listen, they're thinkers. So then, I start getting pissed off naturally. And then at some point I'm like, why don't you get up here, pussy? And so then I finish the set, I make it through the 5 minutes, so I beat the gong, and then the host comes on stage and he was like, she has a point. And then he put the house lights on and looked for the guy that was like yelling at me and was like, why don't you come up here? And so it took a while for them to find him. He was kind of trying to hide or whatever. And it turns out he's like a new comedian.
So this was a comic?
He like started like 7 months ago, but he really wasn't, I don't think, in the scene that much. I think like he kind of was doing shows just with like the boys, and they were gassing him up, and he was cocky. And
but isn't that crazy for a fellow comic to be heckling?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
It was
what was up with him?
disrespectful.
Was he pissed or?
I don't think so. Not at all.
So what happened?
The energy in there, you just get drunk off of it. It's really crazy.
So what happened?
So then he went up. And it was like the end of the show nearly, so people were wasted, and then someone was like, tell us a joke, you cunt! Sorry.
That's fine, it's so fine.
And like, it was just, everybody hated him already, to be fair, so he was set up to lose, but he did his set, and no disrespect, but it was carded quite quick, you know, they were just like, card. And it's so funny, because he's also on stage being like, I don't even care.
Oh my God.
I don't even care. And then they were like, card. And he was like, all right.
I'm cringing for him.
And he left stage. And then I was with the finalists, and then I won. And then I gave a little sweet shout out to him.
But you won the show.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sure, yeah, go on.
And that's the most embarrassing thing out of all of it, tweeting.
We have a cheers, guys. Here we go. Cheers. So
Cheers.
Kiran winning the show.
Well done.
Feminism.
I mean, that's incredible. Kiran, if people want to watch your stand-up, where can they watch you?
You back in Edinburgh this year?
I am. I'm going to be doing a split bill with Erica Eller. Very funny, very lovely, from the 18th to the 25th of August. And I'm going to be doing Slay 24, a show I run with two other fabulous comedians, Estefania Baja and Dominic McGovern. It's very slunty. It's very cool and
It's
funny.
cool.
And
Cool.
I'd say it's funny too. On the 14th and the 17th as well.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So check out Kiran on socials and go and see her live.
Final round from Dean.
So round 3 is board games. Jake, do you want to take it away?
Question number 1. In the board game of Risk, the country Greenland is what colour?
Jake, I was staying at yours and I saw this game on your side.
Oh,
On your
mate,
shelf.
I bought Risk in
This is
lockdown.
rigged.
I bought Risk in lockdown because I thought, like, I'll play it with my flatmate Greg.
Yeah.
And then he's one of those people that's just like, he's so scared of commitment to the point where anytime I said, like, should we give it a go? He's like, oh, how long is it? I said, I think it can be quite long. He's like, oh, no, it's not the right night for it. Have you played Risk, anyone?
No.
No.
I'm not going to know.
Do you know it? The board game Risk?
Let's go yellow.
Okay.
Question number 2. According to their official website, how many blocks make a tower in the game of Jenga? Great
So it's
question.
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
3 each row. How many rows up do you reckon? 20?
I would say 20. That's what I was
60?
thinking.
I think 20 is about right.
Yeah.
Do
So
20 times 3,
60.
60. Great. Question number 3. In the classic he's written, in the classic Monopoly board setup, we're talking about your classic Monopoly board setup, okay, guys? We're talking about the original.
Monopoly Salford edition.
When it's no Monopoly Deal, no Monopoly Star Wars, you're talking about your classic vintage setup. If you were to roll a double 3, then a double 6, then a double 1, where would you land on the board? You cheeky bastard. Okay.
I'm out of this.
Whoa.
No idea.
Jail?
I think you'd be a bit further than jail, to be honest with you. I think you'd be maybe Trafalgar Square-ish.
Well, you'd be if we're saying there's 10 on each side on a square
Yeah, so
board,
a
Yeah,
double-
I think it's
you'd be
jail.
in the opposite corner.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Jail. Yeah, let's do it. Question number 4. The game Battleship. If A1 is top left corner square of the grid, what is the name of the square in the bottom right-hand corner of the grid? Have you ever played Battleship?
I think so, yeah.
Do you remember the names of it all?
No, aren't they coordinates?
Yeah, A1 would be a coordinate, but I don't know how far it goes, so...
I think it could be the whole alphabet. I think
You're
it's
joking.
26. No, I think...
Really?
Yeah, because you think a ship probably generally covers about 4 different.
Should we say
So 26.
Yeah.
Maybe let's say 26 by 30.
All right, I'm up for that. Z30. Yeah.
I think that sounds
saying
right. I like the sound of it.
Okay. Question number 5. We've got a note here to say pay attention. Okay.
Oh.
So we're going to really need to.
Strict.
In Cluedo, you've got your playable characters. There's Mrs. White, Reverend Green, Miss Scarlet, Miss Peacock, and Colonel Mustard. Then you've got your rooms, the kitchen, the hall, the ballroom, the conservatory, the lounge, the dining room, the cellar, the library, and the study. Finally, you've got your weapons, the candlestick, the rope, the dagger, lead pipe, and revolver. The only thing is, I have left out a character, a room, and a weapon from 3 categories. Can you solve the mystery? Easy! Oh my gosh, yes, of course we can. So, White, Reverend Green, Scarlet, Peacock, Mustard. There's Professor Plum's missing. Oh god, it's giving quite nerd energy, isn't it?
I love this.
I love Cluedo.
Hanging out with the nerds.
So
for the pub quiz.
Professor Plum is missing there. So in terms of the rooms, we've got kitchen, hall, ballroom, conservatory, lounge.
Is there a library?
The library, drawing room. The drawing room, I think, might be one.
Oh yeah.
Finally, you've got your weapons: the candlestick, the rope, the dagger, the lead pipe, and the revolver. What else would you kill someone with in Cluedo? Is it the wrench? It's the spanner.
Yeah,
There's a
sounds
spanner.
right.
The spanner, or as Kiran would say, the wrench.
So we're saying it was Professor Plum in the drawing room.
Yeah, with the spanner,
with
with the
the
wrench or spanner.
Yeah. Should we do the answers?
Let's do it. Here we go. So, question number 1. In the board game Risk, the country Greenland is what colour? We had no idea. We just said yellow. The answer is yellow.
Shut up.
Oh my good lord. Okay, great. Question number 2. According to the official website, how many blocks make a tower in the game Jenga?
We said 60. We said 20 times 3.
We went too high by 6. It was 54.
Whoops.
So it's
It's
18.
54.
We weren't miles off.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Monopoly board setup. Liam, this was all you. You said jail, and mine.
I don't even play Monopoly.
You don't, as a rule.
I don't even.
I don't even play it after what happened. It was indeed jail, yes.
Hey. Well, we said jail, but the reason being that if you roll 3 doubles in one turn, it's considered speeding.
Right, do you get that? So because you rolled...
So it wasn't that it was because it was 20, so you end up in the opposite corner of the board.
So we got it by accident, basically.
We got it
Fine.
right.
Well, we'll take the point.
Yes.
Question number 4. If the battleship... Yeah, so it's a battleship question. We went with like Z20 or Z30 or something.
Yeah.
It was J10.
Shit.
Yeah, not great that. Question number 5. Sorry, I got a little bit excited on this one, didn't I? It was indeed Professor Plum with the wrench in the billiard room.
Not the billiard room. Damn.
Yeah, that's slightly annoying that we didn't get that.
So, Kiran, at
Yes.
the end of 15 questions, it was a 5.
Right. I think that's pretty good.
It's not brilliant.
I think it might be the lowest score we've had.
1/3.
Well, we've had a lovely time getting a very few points. That's the main thing.
Oh my god, it's over?
It's over, yeah. I know. No. Well, okay, don't get that upset. It almost sounds like you're happy that it's over. What we like to do is to have a little bit of a review section from you,
Okay.
Kiran, of the quiz in general. So, Dean from the Mucky Duck, in terms of playability, what would you rate his quiz out of 10?
Inaccessible for most, I would say.
Sure.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Dean. I think that you're such an intellectual, and I think that you really put a lot of graft into your quizzes. And I don't think that you should feel like you need to accommodate for Americans as such. But
Well, he sort of did. He had a few American questions that we just
that's
weren't
true
sure.
at the NBA, yeah. But I don't mean Americans I just mean as in anti-intellectual. So I would rate it just because I think that you're a genius, to be honest. A 6.5.
6.5. And in terms of the nature of his range of questions, getting into the questions now, out of 10, what do we reckon?
I'm gonna say a 7.5.
7.5. It's a strong score
Yeah,
for
it's
Dean.
not bad,
yeah.
I mean, personally, we've done a couple of Deans now. I think Dean, you know I love you, but it was a very cryptic feel to this quiz, wasn't there? It was a lot of steps to work stuff out, and
Yeah.
that's very much a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but I sometimes worry, Dean, you're too clever for us.
I think he's probably the best quizmaster we've got. isn't
Well,
he?
you just fucking love Dean, mate.
love
You do.
Dean.
Why don't you climb out of his mucky duck for once?
Hey.
And in taking into account your whole experience, so the pub itself, Connor, our producer behind the controls, the quiz, the hosts, the table, the vibe, General good vibes rating out of 10. What would you give it, Kiran?
I'd give it a 10, which is coincidentally all the amount of questions we didn't get.
Yay! Nicely done.
So thank you again to Dean, who does this quiz at the Mucky Duck in Brighton on Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
Love
Go
you,
and
Dean.
check him out. And thank you to Kiran for being a great guest.
Yay!